Today, we're going to be talking about how to level up your look as well as solidify your style as you are transitioning throughout manhood. What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michelangelo of StyleArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And it's Taylor Thought Tuesdays. Yo, I hope that you've been showing up this week in style. But if you haven't, if you've been having some issues, if you've been having some challenges when it comes to your closet, that's exactly why I'm here, to ensure that you are showing up in style and leaving a lasting impact when it comes to your image. Today on Taylor Thought Tuesdays, I'm going to give you some things to think about when you are transitioning at different points within your stylistic journey and some reasons why these things are going to be beneficial. So before we get started, if this is your first time here, thank you so much for taking the time to redesign your frame of mind when it comes to your own personal style. It's very much appreciated, and I hope you find this information beneficial. If you do, then please consider subscribing. I definitely would love to interact with you. If you've already subscribed, you know you only got one other thing to do, and that's hit that notification bell. That way you can be notified every time we have some new content out. Now, why do I want to have this conversation about what you should be thinking about when it comes to your clothing? Well, again, I want to make sure that you have the concepts down before we start talking about some things that you should go out and wear. Because quite frankly, I don't want you just buying some stuff because I told you to. I would rather you have an awareness of yourself and your own identity when it comes to your image, so that you're making qualitative types of purchases, whether you're young or you're getting a little bit older. So when we're talking to the young guys and it comes to you developing your personal style, again, I want you to forget that you're continuously growing. So I want you to just think about the things that you like and the things that you don't like. Generally speaking, from 16 to 22, again, you're influenced by so many other people telling you what's hot and what's not, and you find yourself so enraptured in what these different types of people are saying that it can often drown out your own personal experiences and your own personal identity, the thing that's actually going to set you apart, not only in style, but in attraction and in your social environments. So in this space, I want you to work extremely hard in figuring out what it is that you like and what it is that you don't like. At that age, when I was 16 to 22, I was a guy who actually was starting to really figure out that I liked to dress up a little bit. And part of that reason was because I found that I was being influenced by Farnsworth Bentley. Now, some of you guys may be too young to remember Farnsworth Bentley, but he was a super fly dude who was working with Sean Combs in the early 2000s. And I found myself really influenced by his type of style, and that was something that I really liked. Now, granted, at this time, Pharrell had just come out, Kanye West had just came out as a backpack rapper, and so I appreciated their style and I liked it, but I really liked and really felt drawn to Farnsworth's natty type of sartorial type of style. So in that same space, those are the things that you want to think about when you are starting to develop your own personal style. What are you really drawn to? If it's not suit and tie, maybe it's not, maybe it's just the dress shirts and a nice pair of jeans and some great shoes, and that's fine. Don't get mad at that. Find some more influences for how they're mix and matching those looks and how they're putting those looks together, so that you can begin to build and feed off of that. Again, at this point, you don't want to make heavy investments on things because you may potentially grow out of them, both literally and figuratively. But this is a great time for you to start thinking about certain staples. So if you can move from a space from not only liking it, but to now loving it, then you're in a great situation. Just some things that you can think about making an investment in. Maybe a great belt or a great pair of shoes, because both of those things you may not grow out of as fast if you do at all. At around 17, 18, hopefully your feet haven't gotten that much bigger and you can start making purchases in the quality types of shoes, whether they're drivers, loafers, dress shoes, and or sneakers. And in those different types of spaces, you're not making heavy investments, but you still are making qualitative investments. And this is a great time for you to start investing in things that are not going to break the bank, but are still going to require a little bit of investment on your part, because it will create a value proposition for yourself. So what do I mean? If you're a guy who likes t-shirts, maybe at this point you need to level up to a finer quality of cotton within the t-shirt. Now that normal t-shirt that you purchase is only 10 or 15 bucks, but now you need to spend 60 or 70 dollars to see if that's really how you like to move. And once you make that investment, even if you do grow out of it, if it took 6 months to 8 months for you to do so, you were probably wearing it at least once a week, so you got a lot of wear and tear out of it. The same thing can be true for a polo and or a dress shirt if you like a preppy or a more sartorial style. Again, dress shirts can start out generally, if they're quality, from around $155 all the way up to $400. Now you don't have to go to the top side of that, but maybe making an investment for $175 would be something that would help you frame your mind around really deciding whether you want to be about this life, because it can cost you a little bit of money. I'm just saying. So at that age, you started to consider what you like and what you don't like, and hopefully are moving into what you love and willing to make an investment for those things because you value them. Then once you move from 22 to 30, again, you are still getting that little draw by the fast fashion. I get it. By the fast ladies, I get it.
I mean, and then she decided to get on the floor and just twerk. And I mean, such ratchetry, really. Turn up.
I bet you lose your mind when this shit drops.
Motherfucker.
Because they're attractive and they're easy access. But as you're moving to that median age of 25, 26, and then you're getting a little bit older, you should really start to study the things that you actually find value in. So learning never stops. You may graduate from school, but you should continuously learn about not only the world around you, but also about yourself. You know, I'm a person who enjoys reading. I've given myself a challenge to read a book a month because they say most successful people do. And so it's something that I'm consistently learning about, and I'm learning about very specific things about clothing as well as psychology. And because I know about those different types of things, it changes the dynamic in the ways with which I move. So the same thing should be for you when it comes to your own personal style. After you realize what you like, start researching some of the brands to figure out how they fit, but also to learn a little bit about their history, because once you do that, it will help you feel better about making the investments that you are making, because you know about the quality behind the product and how to maintain those different types of things. Now, lastly, when you move from 30 to 40 and you're maturing in your manhood, now it's about you really cultivating the legacy of your look. Now, in that space, that's when you start to have those little things that people really start to hone in on you for. If you ever thought about like just solidifying your style, think about Cornel West. Cornel West has 3 suits, he says, 3 shirts, 2 pairs of ties, and I think 3 pairs of shoes. That's all he has in his wardrobe. But some people consider him a very iconically stylish type of person. That's because you can see him coming from a mile away with that hair, you know, those glasses. He's created his own type of style. He's created a legacy for his look. Same thing kind of with me. As I've gotten a little bit older, I love wearing my fedoras, I love wearing my hats, and it's been a thing that has created a signature look for me. And so these are the things that you want to start thinking about as you are cultivating and developing your look. So I want you to think about those things that I just made mention of. No matter where you are within that development, those are the things that you should be thinking about. And hey, if you're the 30-year-old guy who has not really figured out what you like and what you don't like, start at that age with the younger guys. Nothing wrong with that. Nobody's going to tell on you if you had to take a few steps back, and I guarantee you that it will make for a much more impactful wardrobe. Leave me some comments in the comment box about some tips that you may have for the youngsters or for your peers when it comes to you cultivating a lasting legacy type of look. I definitely look forward to reading those, and you know I'm going to respond. Please don't forget that we are here every Monday through Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And lastly, don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind, so you should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.